The Love is Blind Season 6 couples are moving in together. The honeymoons are over, parking lot gate is in full effect, and one couple didn't even make it past episode 8. The pod exes are coming in strong this season. I don't think I've ever seen a season where so many pod exes are like, hey, it's me, like ding dong, I'm at the door. I don't even know where the hell to start. But let's just start with Brittany and Ken. I think I'm just going to talk about how everything played out and then get to the moment. So Ken did talk to Brittany about AD's question regarding the fact that, it was a possibility that they would have black children. And my good sis Brittany totally understood.
I know that it's such a challenge for black men with white women. It is completely different rather than dating someone of your own race. Like y'all talking about it, I mean, she is a black woman and she can relate to you. Whereas like I identify as a white woman.
Ken also opened up about the fact that his family might feel the same way. They might have the same concerns as AD. Remember when I said that AD was asking that question because she was coming from a place of a shared culture and a shared black experience, and y'all were like, no, it is absolutely not okay because AD just met Ken and you can't walk up to someone and just ask them that. And I'm like, yeah, even Brittany understood why AD was asking. She was like, I get that she's asking that because she's a black woman, you're a black man, and she sees you about to marry a white woman. Those concerns make sense to me. As long as it's not coming from an evil or ill-intentioned place, I get it. And in the confines of this show, I think it makes sense. If AD would have just walked up to a random stranger on the street and been like, oh, I see you with a white woman, did you think about kids? That would be actually insane. But it's the fact that within this show, she knows that marriage is on the table. Marriage is the point of the show. Yeah, it makes sense that she would ask that within the realm of this show. And I think if Brittany is able to understand that, then some of you should be open to understanding that as well. Hey y'all, it's Nae. Happy Black History Month and welcome back to my little corner of YouTube. This video will contain spoilers for Love is Blind Season 6, episodes 1 through 9. So if you haven't seen them yet and you don't want spoilers, save this video and come back after you do. You are about to hear my thoughts on episodes 7 through 9. But of course I want to hear yours, so feel free to drop a comment below if you do want to participate in the conversation. And give this video a like before you go so I know that you enjoyed it. If you want to keep the conversation going after this video, head on over to my Discord server. It's a place for us to talk outside of the comment section and it's free, so why not? Now I will say this. I don't really think that Ken had thought about the whole biracial baby thing before AD brought it up. I think he was just cruising and enjoying the moment and, coasting, really. This is great. I found this girl. She shares my love for God. We're vibing. I think that was his only thought process before AD essentially brought him back to reality. And she was like, this is great, but don't forget, you have to go back to the real world. And in the real world, you're a black man, she's a white woman, and those kids will probably maybe have a black experience. And I will admit that it is very unfortunate that she put that on Ken's mind during that moment. I think the question was valid. I think the question was fair coming from AD, but the timing was terrible because since that moment, since that follow-up conversation that he did end up having with Brittany that same night, you can tell his entire mood changed. She was like, what would you need to be happy? And he was like, I don't even know if I can answer that question. So yeah, I'll agree with y'all on that. The timing was terrible. She planted that seed into his mind in that moment, and it really did kind of shift things for the rest of their vacation. It still doesn't mean that I think AD had bad intentions. I don't think she was intentionally trying to stir up any doubts in his mind. I think she was just coming from a place of, hey, fellow black person, like, did you think about this? That's what I think. Y'all might think different. But I also agree that it is very clear that it did impact Ken. On that boat ride, he was very quiet. Until he saw the dolphins, but he was very quiet, very distant. And I feel like he was thinking about not only that conversation that he had with AD, but he was also thinking about that follow-up conversation that he had with Brittany the entire time, the entire rest of that vacation. On a side note, do y'all feel like they faking these houses? I'm just finding it hard to believe that everyone lives in a luxury, upgraded, modern-day apartment or house. I'm finding it hard to believe that everyone is the cleanest person you've ever seen. It's giving very much Netflix told you to say that this is your house. It's giving model home. Like, they don't feel like real houses. And I'm not talking about the houses that they give them to stay in. I'm talking about when they visit each other's homes and they're like, this is my house. There's not a dust bunny in sight. It's like, Are you sure? I think there might be a single dust bunny somewhere. Like, check under the sofa. So, in their model home, maybe real home, Britt and Ken are talking about their lack of intimacy. And Britt is expressing that she feels that there is a disconnect. And Ken is saying, well, that disconnect is coming from you, baby, because I don't feel it. Like, I feel just as connected as we were in the pods. And I don't think Ken was being honest about that at all. It's not like Brittany is making that up in her head. There was a very clear disconnect from Ken. Like I said, the moment that AD had that conversation with him and he had that follow-up conversation with Brittany. For some reason, Ken kept talking about her hyper-focusing on these one-off situations. Oh, I came home late one time. Are you going to hold that against me? Oh, I woke up in, a bad mood one time. Are you going to hold that against me?
I have these moments that are not like the big personality or just like the really just overly like, what is going to be the grace that I'm giving? You don't allow for me to have gotten home late one night.
Yeah,
to be the thing that shifts your mindset about me.
But he wasn't understanding that it wasn't about the one-off situations. And it was more about the fact that they were stacking on top of each other. And not only that, his attitude and his energy are off. It's not just about these one-off things that are happening. It's like, no, babe, you're acting different. Like, I sense something different in the way that you are interacting with me. And either he didn't understand that or he was blatantly trying to ignore that was what was happening. And I guess it doesn't even matter now because he ended the relationship right then and there. No trying to figure it out. No, let's see how we can work through this. He was just like, listen, God has a plan for me. So if you not feeling it, then I guess it wasn't meant to be. And he was just like, bye. Like, that's it.
This is not going to work. But I do want you to find the person you're actually supposed to be with.
I think something else that happened is that once he got back, he started talking to his family. And his family was like, you said you're about to marry a white woman? Yeah, no, go ahead and end that real quick. I think that's what happened. He was very attached to his phone once he got back, and I get it. Look, if I had to go, however long they have to go without their phones, a few days without my phone, when I got my phone back, I would be like, oh, I'm so happy to see you. Like, it's been so long. And probably scroll for 10 days straight. But in the situation of this experiment where you're still supposed to be connecting, you're still in the beginning of your relationship, why are you so quick to hop back on your phone? Why are you obsessed with it? He's like, oh, I have a meeting on Monday. I'm a principal. I have to make sure my school is good. Okay, that didn't take that long. That didn't take that long to do. You were the way that they edited it, he was constantly on his phone. And he even acknowledged, hey, Brittany got straight to work. She started putting stuff up. She was, we're talking about her cooking dinner. He acknowledged that she immediately started to try to make that house a home. And even when he was like, okay, I'm done, I'm gonna go chill, his version of chilling was going downstairs to sit on the sofa and continue to be on his phone. So I think he was texting his family members and they were like, yeah, no, you needed to come back with a black woman. And because that didn't happen, his family further pushed that idea that she's not the one for you. I feel like some people are gonna be like, oh my God, it's AD's fault. But no, she might have planted that seed, like I said. But when he got back, he was 100% talking to his friends and family, and they were definitely in his ear saying, this is not the move, this is not what you want, you're very pro-black. Because even after he tells her that it's not going to work, he pretty much is just like, okay, are you good? Like, we hugged? Okay, bye. And then he gets on his phone, calls his friend, what's the move? I'm packing my stuff, I'm getting ready to come over.
Hey, what you want, bro? Yeah, I'm about to get myself here. I'm about to be over there.
So it almost seems like he had it planned, or that he was at least in that moment talking to someone saying, hey, this is going down. Can I come through? Can I come stay with you for a few days? I don't feel like that situation was as random as Ken tried to make it seem. He tried to say like, well, if you're not feeling it, if you don't feel it, then it's not going to work out. When that's not the case. He's trying to put the blame on her when anyone can see that he was disconnected. So I don't like how he treated her. I have a whole different opinion on Ken now. I don't like how he tried to make it seem like it was her fault and she just wasn't feeling it and that's why things didn't work out. Like, Ken, let's be serious. If you're a man of God, you want to say that you are driven by your faith and driven by your belief in God, then just be honest about the fact that there was something, whatever it was, I think it was race, but whatever it was, that made you feel disconnected with her. Don't try to say like it was her fault. And I guess this doesn't really matter because they split now, but waking someone up is a huge pet peeve of mine. And doing it at 1:30 a.m. feels calculated. It feels like you were trying to give her reasons to not like you. And then you tried to put it behind the veil of, oh, I just wanted to show you that I loved you at 1:30 a.m. Really? That's what you wanted to do?
Let's talk about you waking me up last night. Let's speak on that. At 1:30 a.m. in the morning.
I did.
With all the lights on. I was like, I know good and well this man is not making me get up right now.
Last night when I woke you up, I was trying to be very affectionate. You pushed me off of you. I was in that mode and you weren't.
I grew up in a household where my parents didn't wake me up. You know how some people say, oh, yeah, in my household, you have to be up by 9. If you sleep anything past that, like you're just being lazy. I didn't have that experience growing up. If there wasn't a reason for me to be up, my parents didn't wake me up. If I wanted to sleep till 12 and it was summer vacation or it was the weekend, then I was allowed to sleep. So I just have a weird kind of like complex, I guess, about people disturbing people's rest. Like if someone's body is telling them that they need that recuperation time, they need that rest, then you need to give them that. I think it's so rude to wake somebody up. My husband did it one time. It was a weekend or whatever was happening. We didn't have any obligations that day. And he woke me up by opening up the blinds and like letting the sun in and being like, it's almost 12 o'clock. Why aren't you up yet? And I think the bombastic side eye that I gave him let him know to never do that shit again, because don't ever wake me up when I don't have a reason to be woken up. That is just about the rudest thing you can do to somebody. I hated that. I'm glad that she won't have to deal with that anymore. Now, this is totally irrelevant to their relationship or how it played out, but I hate that Brittany walks around the house with her outside shoes on. She was stepping all in the shower with her shoes and walking on the carpet and just, like you're bringing all the germs and the poop specimens from outside and just putting them on your floor and then carpet too. You can't get that out. I don't know. I hate that. So in regards to Chelsea and Jimmy, I do think that Jimmy's apology about the whole AD situation was genuine. While I don't think he's attracted to Chelsea, I do think that he felt bad about hurting her and that he was genuine in apologizing for hurting her. Chelsea's roommate is a lot. She was like, oh my God, I live vicariously through Chelsea. If you guys get married, then that means we all get married. And Jimmy was like, yeah, no, we could go live in my studio because this girl is on some other time and I don't want to marry two people. He don't even want to marry Chelsea. Shit. I also will say, if Chelsea would have said that she looks like Carrie Underwood, I would have been like, yes, that's who it is, girl. You look like Chelsea. Like Chelsea Underwood. Well, whatever. I guess Chelsea Underwood. If she would have said she looks like Carrie Underwood, I would have been like, maybe next time he'll think before he cheats. Like, girl, that is you. Like, that is you, girl. Some of y'all say y'all see the Megan Fox resemblance, and who am I to tell you that you don't see that? I don't see it, but I've had a few people in the comments say they see it, so I can't knock it. So Jimmy saw a picture of Jess, the moment we have all been waiting for him to see her. And I think it is very clear from the moment that he saw that picture, things changed with him, much like they changed the moment that Ken started thinking about biracial children. Jimmy was definitely feeling away. He was choking pretty much like Jess said he would. I will say this though, Jessica or not, I do think that Chelsea has some insecurity issues and some self-esteem issues. And I feel like even if Jess wasn't in the picture, Jimmy would still have to spend a lot of their marriage kind of breaking down those insecurities for her and constantly validating her and constantly telling her, it's you, babe, I love you. So that just doesn't sit right with me, because that's not his job. It's not your partner's responsibility to validate you and let you know that you're beautiful. Sure, they should tell you that you're beautiful. They should tell you that you're sexy. They should tell you that they love you. But it's not his responsibility to undo trauma or undo insecurities that you have around that. At the same time, Chelsea isn't completely wrong to feel threatened by Jess, because Jimmy does like her and there is some tension there. But listen, if you are arguing with your significant other about all the things you've done for them, oh, I watched this show with you, and hinting that she didn't like the show. I did this for you. We cooked. We did all these things together. You didn't kiss me once, which Jimmy is saying he did, but you didn't kiss me once at all today. And then we went to have sex. If you're doing all that with your significant other and their response is, baby girl, I don't want to have sex anyway. Yikes.
Then went upstairs and had sex with you? And I'm too clingy? That's fucking rude. That's so fucking
Well, if you're gonna
rude.
bring up the sex, you're the one that wanted to have sex.
Yeah, I
also,
did.
maybe wanted a little breather from that too.
And he tried to explain it away and kind of justify it, but to be honest, I don't even remember what the hell he said, because he was lying when he said it. I feel like Jimmy is doing a lot of, no, I love Jess. I'm building a connect. Oh, not Jess. Oh, I done said the wrong name. See what I'm saying? I feel like Jimmy is doing a lot of, I love Chelsea. I'm building a connection with Chelsea. We're good over here. We're perfect over here. But this is a situation where he keeps saying that because he's trying to convince himself of it. Jimmy does not believe that shit. Now, Jess was feeling herself a little bit. She was like, yeah, look, he picked Chelsea, but I know that I'm his type because I've seen the kind of girls that he's dated. And when Jimmy sees me in person, he's going to fold like a quesadilla at Taco Bell. Like, he is going to lose his mind when he sees me. That was a little bold. That was a little confident. Does it come off as arrogant? Yes. Is she wrong? Probably not.
Chelsea is like the end all be all, everything. But Jimmy's a man. If I were to see Jimmy again, it's gonna be like dangling temptation, like right in front of his face. It's the truth and you know it is. Everybody knows it is. Don't look at me like I'm wrong.
Laura is still, for some reason, obsessed with these Hawaiian shirts. Like, girl, let it go. Let it go. If the man like Hawaiian shirts, the man like Hawaiian shirts. When they are still in the DR and the whole bean dip thing unfolds, which a few of you said that you don't watch the show, you only watch recaps, and you wanted me to explain bean dip. If you don't know by now, bean dip, I guess it's a phrase that exists. I had never heard it until this show, but some people say they used to hear it in middle school and when they were kids and stuff like that. Bean dip is when you do this, a flip up and a flip down to a woman's boobs, basically. Can I say boobs on YouTube? I don't know, I'm saying it. So it's like, it's bean dipping. I guess because when you take a chip, you kind of like dip it like this. Some of you were saying, or asking really, does this have racist connotations? No, I don't think it, I mean, it might, because this is America, but I don't know that it has racist connotation. I literally think it's like taking a chip, dipping it into some bean dip, and that motion. So it's like a swooping motion, because you go like this, and then you go like this to put it in your mouth. That's me. That's what I think. I don't think it has racist connotations. If anyone out there is a bean dip philosopher, let us know in the comments. So yeah, after that happened at the mixer, Jeramey slept on the sofa, and Laura said he basically iced her out. Like, he was really cold. He didn't want to talk about anything the night of. But I feel like Laura didn't take responsibility for the fact that she literally created this situation. And she's also making it sound like she told Jeramey all of that in confidence, and that she jokingly told Jeramey to bean dip AD. But here's the thing that I think she's missing. Y'all just met. He might not understand how you joke, or he might not understand your sarcasm just yet. So if you were telling him that in confidence, and if you were telling him that as a joke, like, this doesn't leave between us, then you should have clarified that, because not everybody's going to understand that you're being sarcastic or that you're joking. Also, the fact that Jeramey said, she said, oh, well, AD will know what you mean. Like, did you really tell him that in confidence? I don't know, but I think she wasn't really taking responsibility for her part in it. But at the end of the day, Jeramey apologized for being wrong in the situation. Laura says she didn't do anything wrong, and he agreed that she didn't do anything wrong. So, c'est la vie. I don't agree. I think she was pretty much primarily in the wrong here. But if he likes it, I love it. I have absolutely no idea why Jeramey thought it was okay to share with Amy that he wanted to see Sarah Ann. Why would he put Amy in such an awkward situation and be like, oh yeah, like, that's cute. You're engaged to my other friend, but you want to meet this other girl who is your ex. That's what, like, why would you put her in that situation?
I do want to meet Sarah, because the night we broke up, she asked me, she's like, is there something I did or could have done differently? I would still be friends with her outside of this.
I'm a death.
Yeah.
But I guess that's just the nature of their relationship, because in return, Laura also put Jeramey in an awkward situation and talked about the whole Sarah Ann DM in front of her family when they were just meeting Jeramey for the first time. Talk about first impressions. And while I don't think Jeramey did anything wrong regarding the DM, like, okay, he hearted it, whatever, double tapped, whatever, he still didn't respond. I don't know. I can't really say what his intentions were on that, because I've liked the message before. Maybe he doesn't know that you can press and hold and change what the reaction is. Maybe he just thinks you can only double tap, so who knows?
Glad to see you're home. I wanted to reach out and thank you for the experience we shared together. Getting to know you, opening up to you meant so much. At this point, I'm like, this is so sweet. I genuinely hope you're happy. I'm like, this is adorable. If there's ever a chance your mind is shifting in your choice, I would love the opportunity to meet you, regardless of whatever way you go. Like, he hasn't already chosen which way he's going. Oh. Where would she get the audacity to send a message like that?
But I was just like, why would you tell that in front of your family the first time they're meeting him? Like, yeah, this girl DM'd him, he liked the message. I think that was her sister-in-law, the redhead woman, was trying to bring her back down to reality. Like, girl, he didn't respond, he's good. But yeah, she was kind of weird for bringing that up in front of her family. I do agree with Laura, though. He is not shutting things down with Sarah Ann. He is 100% leaving that door open like Bruno Mars on a Friday night. I'ma leave the door open. And Sarah's ass is walking the fuck through. Let's talk about parking lot gate. Because parking lot gate is crazy.
You hung back with Sarah Ann and was talking till 5 a.m.
Yes.
Where were you?
In the parking lot.
You're just hanging out in the parking lot at Lost and Found till 5-something in the morning.
Jeramey is trying to say like, oh, you had my location, so it's cool, babe. Like, you know exactly where I was. But what Jeramey is failing to understand is not about the fact that he was out. It's barely even about the fact that he was out so late. What it's really about is who he was out with. Hanging out with love interest in the parking lot is such a vibe. Like when I was 18 to 21, I would love to just hang out in my car in a random parking lot, probably because we weren't old enough to get into anywhere else, but like just chilling and conversing with someone who you have a crush on, someone who you like. And it especially hits hard when you are in the early stages of a relationship and everything is peachy keen and just, you know, you're vibing out to music, you guys are just having casual conversation or even going into some deeper stuff. That's a vibe. But that's exactly the problem, is that that is a mood and that is a vibe. Why was he doing it with Sarah Ann? But you know what? Jimmy realized that. He was like, I can't be having this vibe with Sarah Ann in a parking lot. Like, this is too close. This is too cute. Let's go back to your house instead, Sarah Ann. Because come to find out, he wasn't even in the parking lot the entire time. Laura actually did check his location, which I don't think he was banking on her doing. Or at least I don't think he was banking on her being up so early in the morning and checking that location. And she happened to check the location and saw that he was in Uptown somewhere. What'd she say? He was east of Uptown?
You weren't at the parking lot of Lost and Found. Don't share your fucking location if
That's
you don't want me
bullshit.
to check it at 5 a.m.
That's bullshit.
Great.
I parked, there's Lost and Found, then there's an alley that cuts back there.
You weren't even in South End. You were north of Uptown, which is where Sarah Ann lived.
When Laura lets him know that she knows he wasn't sitting in the parking lot because she actually checked the location, his ass was sitting there like a Scooby-Doo villain who just had their mask ripped off. I do think that you can delete location history on iPhone. I'm assuming they have iPhones. So I think that's what he might have done. He might have had the location on all night, but then tried to delete that piece of it, like the piece of him traveling uptown, before she saw it, before he thought that she woke up. But she saw it before he had a chance to do that, so she knows. I don't know if he's going to try to deny that, but I don't think she would make that up. That's a weird thing for her to make up. Outside of all of that, which I can't wait to see how all that plays out, Jeramey has a really nice apartment. And I actually do think his is also his, because they talked about how tidy he was and how clean he was. And I don't think that his apartment is staged. He might actually have OCD. I know a lot of people say that because they're just organized people, but I think he actually might have a little bit of OCD because turning the can labels to face the front of the fridge is a bit much. Now, Clay, sir, why the hell were you slurping on that bowl of soup like it was your last meal? Baby, what are you doing? You were not at home. Have some damn decorum in public. Use a damn spoon. The camera people are doing a great job this season at catching people's facial expressions, because when he started awkwardly cleaning off the table and stacking things on top of each other, AD's face was like, bro, are you okay? He was visibly cringing. After he was done having the absolute worst table manners possible, aside from putting his feet on the table, he went very silent. And it's obvious that something was on his mind. He says he's afraid of hurting AD, and AD takes this as like, oh, you're going to hurt me. But I understood what he meant. He was literally just saying, I have a fear that this might play out this way. And even in that preview for next week, we saw him saying, well, I'm afraid that I'm going to cheat on you. So it's obvious that he has, you know, he got that dog in him. He knows that he is capable of doing it. So he's saying, look, I love you, even though I still don't think he likes her, but he's saying, I love you. I want to try this marriage thing with you. But look, I'm afraid that my old ways are going to kick in. He also said something weird like, I know how much the wedding date, and marriage means to you. So I'm trying to be that man for you.
There's a date that's coming up, you know what I'm saying? And I know how much this means to you and all that stuff, and I want to be that guy, and I'm like trying my hardest.
But it shouldn't be all about what she wants. You were also in this experience. It just keeps bringing me back to the fact that I don't understand why the hell he's on this show. This is not the show for him. Somebody else in the comments on one of my previous videos said that he should be on Love Island, and I agree. He would thrive. He would thrive on Love Island. Like, he got the body for it, he got the face for it, he has the player ways for it. Love Island needs to give him a call, because I know he's not leaving this show married, so Love Island needs to pick him up. Because I just feel like he's trying to force it, like, no, I do love you, AD, like, I want to make this work. But then when they get back to the house, they start talking about families, and Clay starts talking about his dad, and how, yeah, his parents were married for 20 plus years, but his dad frequently cheated on his mom, and that was normalized for him. He basically said his daddy was a Rolling Stone and that he would take him on infidelity trips, which is just so cringy for his dad. Like, we haven't even met his dad yet, and I'm already like, you used to take your son with you to cheat? Like, do you have, you clearly have no respect for his mother, but you don't have any respect for him either, because that's kind of weird. And then expecting him to keep the secret. Like, why put that pressure on your child? I don't know. We're not here to talk about his dad, but is that not odd to y'all? And he said it so casually, which is how you know it was happening pretty often. Like, for someone to casually say, yeah, my dad used to take me on infidelity trips, you know that means, one, it was happening when he was so young that he was impressionable. Two, it was happening so often that he thinks it's normal. So when you put that into the equation, you can see that he does have demons, and he is kind of dealing with this, damn, my mom stayed married to my dad even though he cheated all the time. So is that just how marriages work? Like, he has that point of view, and it's kind of fucked up that his dad contributed to that. At least he is acknowledging it. I don't know that he's ready to unpack it and actually deal with it, but he is acknowledging it, and that's the first step. I do have one question though. Why the hell is Will Smith catching strays?
And I'm not even blaming my dad. Like, I'm talking about like all black men that's been in my life. Even like celebrities, like Will Smith.
What did that man do to y'all? Y'all need to leave him alone. And I'm so serious. I'm not even joking. That man gave us Fresh Prince and I, Robot. He is the only reason that ChatGPT has not taken over, because he told us to be leery of AI. And y'all over here treating this man like the booty piece of the bread. Y'all need to put some respect on that man's career. I'm so serious. Like, stop talking shit about him. I don't like when people talk about Will Smith. He's been unproblematic his entire career, except for that one slap. That lunch that they had with Clay's sister and his mom. By the way, his sister looks just like him. They are damn near twins. She's so cute. Love her hair. That lunch was very telling. Clay is consumed with business. And look, I love a financially stable, breadwinning man. But his mom is absolutely right when she says, you're gonna make time for the people you care about, period. At the end of the day, you could be the busiest person in the world. You're still gonna make time for the things and the people that matter. Beyonce is booked and busy, and she still finds time to be with her husband and her kids, so no excuses. In regards to Amy and Johnny, these two are just perfect. They have no issues, except for all the major issues that they are starting to have. But even then, I feel like they're gonna be able to work through them. Johnny thinks that every woman is on birth control, which is a little naive on his part. I've never been on birth control a day in my life. No shot, no IUD, no patches. Does birth control come patched? I don't know. I also love the fact that Amy was like, hey, you know you can get a vasectomy because those are reversible. Men, y'all can start using birth control too. If y'all don't want to use condoms, there are other ways. I feel like the entirety of the reproductive process is unevenly on women, right? We have the periods, we have to carry the babies, we have to go through menopause. Like, it really is not even just having the baby part, it's the entirety of the reproductive process that falls on women. So also saying that the birth control should solely fall on women is kind of old school to me. If you can get a vasectomy and that's an option for you because they are reversible, then I think that that option should be on the table. I do love that Johnny wants to be completely financially stable before he has kids though, because I can really relate to that. I also am the same way. I want to make sure everything these kids need can be paid for. And something that he said that I've actually never thought about is the fact that kids need a new wardrobe every year. Like, they are literally a different size all the time. I had never thought about that. That is another piece of the financial puzzle that I feel like other people probably don't think of when they think about having kids. Like, that kind of blew my mind. I was like, you damn right, Johnny. They do need a new wardrobe every year. I never even considered that. This is really going to play out next episode. But Amy did open up about the fact that her dad and her parents are more traditional, and that specifically her dad wasn't okay with her going on Love is Blind, and that she would have a hard time going through with the marriage if she didn't get her dad's blessing. We will see how that plays out, because her parents do feel really traditional, and it seems like they're close-knit. Because she also mentioned in past relationships that she has kind of overshared with her parents about the ins and outs and the ongoings of her relationships. I am a huge advocate for not doing that, because what happens when you are constantly sharing the negatives about someone is that those people, friends, family, whoever, are going to form an opinion on that person based on what you're saying. They're not living with them every day. They're getting your side of it. So they're gonna be like, this person is terrible. Everything you ever told me about them is bad. If you were constantly going to them like, oh, guess what they did today, then that's the point of view that they're gonna have about them. So long after you have moved on, long after y'all have kissed and made up, those people who you told might not feel the same way. In the back of their mind, they might be like, but remember that one thing that they did? So you have to be careful about divulging too much of your relationship to other people, even if those people are your parents, in my opinion. The way that Netflix just catfished us with these previews, they tried to act like that meeting with the exes was gonna happen in this batch of episodes, and we were all waiting for it, but it didn't happen. It's not gonna happen until next week. This is why I say don't trust those previews. They be lying to us. They are dangling that I know you fucked her, that Chelsea said in front of us, like I dangle carrots in front of my rabbits. I do think that next week will be the weddings, because I think that's the final episode, episode 10, and then we're gonna go into a reunion. So let's talk about some predictions. As far as Brittany and Kenneth, obviously they are not getting married. Chelsea and Jimmy, they're not going to get married, and I have a feeling that both of them are going to say no. I don't know if Chelsea is going to explore things with Trevor, but I do have a feeling that Jimmy is going to want to explore things with Jessica. AD and Clay, they both need to say no, but I feel like AD is going to say yes and Clay is going to say no. Jeramey and Laura, no. Neither of them are going to say yes. There's just too much there. And also in that preview, we saw that Sarah Ann said that Jeramey was going to call things off, which you should never trust somebody when they say they're going to break up with somebody they're with. But I just think that that's what he wants to do, and that might actually end up happening. And Laura is just not the type of woman to stay with somebody who is essentially kind of emotionally cheating on her, which is how I think she feels about what Jeramey did about the location thing and talking in the parking lot or talking at Sarah Ann's house or whatever happened. And as far as Amy and Johnny, they're going to be the only couple to get married out of this season. I think they're going to make it work. I'm going to be going live this Friday, which I think is the 23rd of February. So we could talk about Love is Blind or whatever y'all want to. I'll be live at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so pay attention to my community tab so you know when that's coming up. Feel free to come hang out if you have a moment, no pressure. I'm also going to be getting back to all of your comments. There's just a lot, and because I do like to actually put thought into my responses, it takes a little bit of time to respond to everyone, but I see you, I hear you, and I'm going to respond. With that, I'm going to go edit this video. Try to get it up. I think it's going to be a long one, so I don't know what time I'm going to get the video up. But I will see you here next Wednesday to talk about episode 10. And until then, I will see you later. Bye! Yes, you may notice that I have this huge thing in front of me. And my first baby YouTuber mic broke. Literally broke. I've been using a backup mic, and I finally got a new one. So hopefully this sounds great. I don't know. I'll see when I listen back to it, but hopefully the audio is better on this. I'm still trying to get used to this like huge thing in my way, but it's really fancy. Oh my god, I just spoke for an hour almost. I need water. All right, it's probably gonna take a while to edit this, so I better get started. Bye guys. Because AD just met episodes 7 through 9. Oh, episodes 1 through 9, really. Guys, I just got this mic and I'm like trying to figure it out. Okay, there we go. I hate that Brittany walks around the house with her insight. Ooh, Chelsea and what's his name? It's good to see the whole thing. It's kind of crazy. My god, that segment alone was 16 minutes. And this is gonna be a long video. I hope you guys are ready to watch it all. I feel like oh my god, I just spent an hour recording this. You're doing all that with your significant other. Insert that clip of that. You weren't in the parking lot, you were east of Uptown or whatever. Have some damn decorum.